Good morning and welcome to St Kentigern's on this rather chilly January morning. I'm standing here by our statue of St Joseph for a reason. Pope Francis has dedicated this year, 2021, to St Joseph, the patron saint of the Universal Church. So I thought we'd just have a little chat about St Joseph and I'll explain what we're going to do for the rest of this year. So of course we all know St Joseph as the earthly father of Jesus. You know, he's a great example of humility, a great example of strength and fortitude, and also a great example of submission to the will of God in caring for the Holy Family. St Joseph was key in the history of salvation. It's great to put ourselves in his position and meditate on his life, the things he might have been through. Of course, when Mary was found to be pregnant, his fiancée, that must have put a great deal of stress on him. But after a dream sent by God, he agreed to take Mary as his wife and raise the child as his own. After the census, when they went to Bethlehem, he was told in another dream that Herod wanted to kill the child, so he took the baby and Mary and went as refugees into a strange country, the country of Egypt. So that must have been quite a terrifying thing for him to have to do. So he spent a number of years in Egypt, and then after another dream, he was told that he can return to his homeland. But of course, he couldn't go back to Bethlehem because the ruler at the time, after Herod's death, the ruler Archelaus, was still in power, so he thought he'd rather go to Nazareth in Galilee. Nazareth didn't have a particularly good reputation, as it was only a small village, but maybe Joseph went there because it was only 4 miles from the great city of Sepphoris, and undoubtedly he would have been able to find work as a labourer in that city. Sadly, the city of Sepphoris was burnt down and ransacked by the Romans after they were robbed when King Herod died. So as a lesson, they crucified over 2,000 Jews, took the rest of the population of Sepphoris into slavery, and destroyed the city. I read an article online about Nazareth in the time of Jesus, and it says here, when Jesus was just a boy, Judas the Galilean instituted a tax revolt, evoking another crackdown by the Romans, in which many were also crucified. And that was from Nazareth. Therefore one can appreciate the jaded words of Nathanael in John 1:46. Can any good things come from Nazareth? From all accounts, the early life of the Holy Family must have been quite tough. We see St Joseph depicted traditionally as a carpenter, but more than likely he was a labourer who used to work on that great city of Sepphoris. Labourers were poor people. They were the lowest of the low in first century Palestine, the lowest of the low in the society. They were even below the poverty-stricken subsistence farmers. So things can't have been easy for them. In fact, when Jesus is presented at the temple, the offering that Joseph gives was that of 2 turtle doves, which is the poor man's offering. Pope Francis has written an apostolic letter called Patris Corde, the heart of the Father, or the Father's heart. It looks at different aspects of St Joseph's life, his role in that history of salvation. So what we thought we'd do this year is set up a prayer meeting, a prayer group, Obviously, because of the coronavirus and the pandemic and the lockdown, we can't gather physically, but we can still gather virtually. So we're going to set up a virtual prayer group once a month to look at this letter of Pope Francis. The letter is split into 7 paragraphs, so each session will look at one of the paragraphs and we'll pray over it, we'll discuss it, maybe we'll have a look at some artwork or some music. We'll use it to nourish our spiritual lives. So that's what we're going to start doing at some point very soon. If you'd like to be involved, if you get in touch with either Father Andrew or myself, or leave a message at the presbytery and we'll get back to you. What we'll do, we'll send you a link for the Zoom meeting and we will distribute the paperwork, maybe just the letter, and we'll take it from there. Hope you can join us. It'll be, well, it's not ideal really, these Zoom meetings, but in these kind of times, you know, we do what we can. So one plus side is that you won't have to come and sit in a cold church. You'll be in your nice comfy warm houses, hopefully, God willing. So look forward to seeing you, and keep your eye on the Facebook, on the YouTube and on our parish bulletin, because all details about what we're going to do and how we'll do it will appear there. God bless you all, and look forward to seeing you all soon. Bye bye.